this evening. We'll start with an opening statement from Tanika, and then we'll go to an opening statement for Kysre, and then we will go to questions. Just a reminder for everybody, if you can keep your lines muted until questions, you can raise your hand or send your note in the chat function if you'd like to ask a question for Tanika or Kysre, and we'll get started here momentarily. So Tanika, if you will, would you tip us off and start it out for us?
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, and thank you guys for being here today. Obviously, really excited. Tonight had been one of those nights. We came in, the coaching staff and I, we've been sitting down the last couple of days. They came in town, all of us got together since Sunday, just going through the draft and having conversations last week with all of our draftees and players that we were interested in. Tonight had definitely been a great night for Indiana Fever basketball. And, starting with Kysre Gondrezick, who you'll get a chance to talk to, what she brings to our team. We came into tonight really focused on we need scorers and we need championship type caliber players in our organization. And I think when you guys get a chance to get to know Kysre and watch her play at West Virginia, she can score. She played the two this past year. She played the one. For us, she'll play 1-2, but she's a scorer. Inside, outside, she's a great defender. And I think one of the things, the qualities that we really focused on was trying to make sure that from the championship mentality, and that's what she has. You look at her, and then of course what she'll bring to the table. Aaliyah Wilson, coming in from Texas A&M. Can't say enough just about her defensive tenacity. Another player that can score, that can play the 1, the 2, the 3, can fill in different positions. So that's her. Unique Thompson, double queen in the SEC, a player that I think will come in and just really be able to dominate down low. Chelsea Perry, what she can bring, a post player. Florencia from Argentina, the list goes on, and Maya Caldwell, who we finished our draft pick with. But just great players that will come into our organization. We have not been very efficient on the defensive end. So all these players will come in with a challenge to play defense, but also to be able to score from all over the court. And that's what our challenge is. We wanted to win a championship. You guys have heard me talk about championship caliber team and championship people, both on and off the floor. And that's what we're going to get when you see the Indiana Fever.
Thank you, Tanika. Kysre, I'll turn it over to you. Would you welcome us with an opening statement, please?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can.
I am super excited, humbled. This is just a remarkable moment for me, and to be able to share it with you guys, to be even granted the opportunity to showcase my abilities and talent. And it's most importantly, come in and be, an impact on the team so that we can be a championship caliber team. It's very important to me. I'm a winner. I'm excited to be coming home, close to home, and to have my shining moment and being a part of Indiana. I'm so excited for the future and what it has to offer, and I'm just ready to kind of be a sponge and just absorb any and everything to prepare ourselves to take our organization to the next level.
Thank you so much, Kysre, and thank you, Tanika. All right, we'll move to questions now. If you could you introduce yourself with your full name and your media outlet before asking your question? And again, you can raise your hand or you can send me a note in the chat if you'd like to ask a question. So we'll start with Keem Glassbeat.
Hello, Kysre. My name is Keem Glassbeat with the Indianapolis Star. I guess first off, so what was going through your mind when you heard your name called? And did you have any expectations in terms of where you're going to be selected heading into tonight?
No, I didn't, but I just felt something with Indiana. When I did my Zoom call with them, the interaction, it was very transparent and genuine. I felt like I could be myself, and they gravitated towards that. So I asked my best friend to record when they were on the board. And I said, we'll delete it if I don't get picked, but by the grace of God, we caught all the emotion, and I couldn't be any more happier and humbled. And I'm just kind of ready to get started. I'm ready to fly out tonight if I could.
Next question, we'll go to Charlie Clifford.
Kysre, congratulations. Charlie Clifford Chainway here in Indy. We're all amazed by this video. Please walk us through what happened there and what were the emotions when you saw it come down?
Yeah, so for me, I love my setup. You know, I wasn't on ESPN, I wasn't one of the invites, but that's what makes me me, right? You know, people count me out, and that's what makes me work even harder. So to be here in this atmosphere, to be around my team and my, you know, my close friend and my mom, and to be able to share this moment, I was happy that it was able to get, you know, recorded so that I can share, you know, via social media. But to see my name, I haven't seen my name a lot in a lot of things, and so it's recognizable because for one, it's long, right? And for two, it's, you know, it's up there. And I wish I could tell you guys, I don't even think it's yet to hit me. That's why I'm so kind of ready to get to Indianapolis so I can just see, you know, the atmosphere. But I'm super excited. It was definitely a moment, one to enjoy. But the thing about it is reality hits. I got to get ready to start all over again tomorrow. So I'm ready to get to work.
Thanks, Charlie. Ben Rosoff.
Yeah, I have one for Kysre and then one for Tanika. Kysre, I know you transferred from Michigan after your freshman year. I'm just curious about what you saw in terms of the difference of style in the Big Ten from that one year and the Big 12, and what the kind of the process was like of sitting out the year and then coming back.
Yeah, so it kind of prepared me. Just, you know, I learned better. I'm a very visual person. So to use that transfer year to be able to sit on the sideline and learn players, personnel, styles of play in the Big 12, it was completely different from what I came from, you know, with the Big 10. The Big 10 were power. I'm sorry. Everyone's calling my phone right now. The Big 10 was more, you know, power and slow. And so I kind of wanted to, you know, be challenged a little bit, defensively and offensively. Immediately when I got to the Big 12, I remember we had open runs at West Virginia, and I have 4 players shooting threes, you know, running the court. I'm like, oh, I made the worst decision of my life, you know, but I'm here, you know, I got to make the best of it. And so I just used that year to kind of just learn the system, get my body in shape, get quicker, stronger. And I feel like playing in the Big 12 against the athletes that they have to offer from, you know, every different organization, that it prepared me for this moment. And I'm excited to see how my game will transfer over into the WNBA and what I do well already in the pick and roll offense, getting my teammates involved and being able to score at will when needed. And I'm excited to see how that, you know, will come into play in my new Stranger Things uniform.
And then one quick one for Tanika. So obviously Julie was a huge positive presence for you guys in the bubble last year, somewhat unexpected, but really came on strong. And then you guys brought in Danielle Robinson, a veteran. So those are 2 strong point guards you guys have that I'm sure you'll feature very prominently in your rotation. How do you see Kysre kind of fitting into that guard rotation?
Well, I think one of the great things about Kysre is that she can play the 2, the 1. If we need to bump her to the 3, I'm sure she would figure that out as well. And, you know, one of the things that we really want to look at is positionless basketball from the guard standpoint. Being able to run, you know, Coach Stanley style, and she wants to get up and down the floor. You know, we got our post player, Betty Hattar, who did not come last year, who we signed and didn't come from Hungary. 6'10" post player. She'll be back. You know, we'll have obviously Tiara McCowan down low, running down, up and down the floor at 6'7". So, you know, I think with our post game, being able to get up, our guard game, doesn't really matter who our point guard is, and everybody just be able to run the floor and do what they need to do. So, you know, I think Kysre will fit in great with the guards that we have. You know, I think one of the biggest things she said, just from adjusting from the Michigan, you know, from one conference to another conference, and now basically you're moving to a different conference, although it's the professional league, but really being able to adjust and adapt and figure out where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. And, you know, I think that in watching Kysre, you will see a player that will continue to develop and get better and figure out what her role is and where she's at her best with our team.
Thanks, Ben. We'll go to the next one here. Just a reminder, if everybody could introduce themselves with their name and their media outlet before asking their question. Next question will go to Nick Farrel. Nick, you're on mute. Oh, there you go.
Sorry, guys. Nick Farrel from Golden Blue Nation here in Morgantown with a question for Kysre. Kysre, congratulations. Your journey has already been well discussed here on this conference call. But I'm wondering what this moment in particular means to your family.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Because the day after last season, my dad said it's time to get to work. We got an All-American season ahead, top 5 draft pick, and I'm looking at him like he's crazy, right? And it's funny how, you know, he spoke everything into existence and manifested, you know, this very moment. And it's unfortunate that he's not present for me, you know, to share it with, but he's up there and he knew it. And I'm just completely humbled. Don't tell me hard work don't pay off, you know, like, Jesus. And I'm so genuine right now. I wish I had the more professional words so that you guys could put it in writing so it could be easier when you guys type it up. But nah, this is amazing. And I just want to be a voice and advocate for anyone, and especially for West Virginia, for Coach Carey and the staff there for giving me the opportunity to allow myself to just be myself, and to make the adjustments to get to this moment. And like I said, I got to start all over again tomorrow, so I got to work 10 times harder than what I already did. And Tanika said it best, I'll adjust. So I'm excited.
Thanks, Nick. Next question, apologies if I mispronounce his name. We'll go to Sam Caniglio.
Got it. Hey, Kysre, Sam Caniglio, as well. You know, we saw you out west getting ready for the draft, so kind of a two-parter for you. What kind of correspondence did you have with the different franchises ahead of the draft, and what were you specifically working on?
Yeah, pick and roll. That's what I do best. Passing, my finishes, extending my 3-point range out to the NBA line. Continue to work on my conditioning. So when I leave here, I'm ready for training camp. And just, you know, kind of learning reads off the pick and roll, snaking, you know, getting my shot off a little bit quicker, getting my ball handling tighter. All things that I think that will be very beneficial for me at the next level.
Thanks, Sam. Next question, we'll go to Mark Skull.
Hey, Kysre. Congratulations. Super excited for you. Mark Skull from WNDU in South Bend. What's it like? Just what has the Benton Harbor community meant for you? How did that shape you? And what's your message to these girls in Benton Harbor when they see you, someone like you, make it out of Benton Harbor and make it all the way to the WNBA?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a firm believer. I always said, if I can make it out of Benton Harbor, I can make it anywhere. And life has been a little bit easier since I've been out of Benton Harbor. But for any girls, not just from, you know, where I'm from, but for anyone, never give up on yourself. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. You know, and I think I said it in my Zoom meeting with Indiana at the time, I went through every emotion to get here. And I questioned a lot. I hate that I did, you know, but I will never do it again. And, you know, just never give up on yourself and understand that life is a process. You got to fall in love with the journey. And I'm so excited to come back home. What it will do just for Indianapolis, the market. I know a lot of people come from my community, come support. And I'm so excited for that because for me, it's like I'm bringing more of a capacity and atmosphere for Indianapolis to enjoy. And I'm anything that I can do to bring value to the organization, I'm all for it because I feel like we're going to build something really special. And please remember that I said that.
And one quick follow-up, Kysre. Has your mom talked to you about how many times she's going to come down to a game since it's only 3 hours away from Benton Harbor?
I will say this. I think she'll come to a lot more games now than she ever did at West Virginia. That's for sure.
Thanks, Kysre.
Thanks, Mark. We'll go next question to Pat Boylan.
Hey, Kysre, Pat Boylan with Indiana Fever TV. I was just wondering what it meant to you to get a call from the governor right after you were drafted and to be welcomed in that way.
Yeah, I'm super, you know, elated, excited, but I'm going to hold him to his word. He told me that they have a gym in there. He's going to rebound for me. He doesn't have to do too much running, but I'm ready to get started. You know, that's probably going to be another, you know, atmosphere and a facility that I can use in my downtime to kind of get away from the facility that the WNBA has to offer in Indianapolis and kind of sneak away over there. But he's going to be my ball machine, that's for sure.
Thanks, Pat. We'll go next question for Carly Nevis.
Hey, Kysre, Carly Nevis, WDTV here in West Virginia. A lot of people probably surprised by the pick, and I think you were even surprised in the video. Why did the Fever make the right pick with you at number 4?
Well, hey, Carly, I miss you. And, you know, and second, I was surprised, but then I had to get to a place where I had to be able to give myself permission, pat myself on the back and say, you know what, you did the work. And the fact that Indiana took a chance on me is going to make me go even harder. I told them when I faced, I'm about to run through a wall for you guys. I was getting ready to take off my heels and throw them in that very moment. And for me, you just don't know what it means. You know, I've been through a lot of adversity where people have counted me on, they haven't granted me the opportunity. And I'm just going to go in with the relentlessness every day with my team to make sure that anyone else that passed up on me or didn't get an opportunity, they regretted it. And Indiana's going to be the one to be able to say, yeah, we did it, we got her, and we got that fever.
Thanks, Kysre. And follow up for Tanika. I know you had other picks in the draft, but why was Kysre your choice specifically at number 4?
Yeah, I think the biggest reason is what she brings to the table. And, you know, you look at the other picks, and we had 6 picks. So we kind of were like, okay, the first one we have to have, we need to have a banger. And, you know, Kysre, what she's able to do, I said this a little bit earlier, but what she brings when we were looking at the 1 to 2 position, and you have a player in Kysre, 2 is probably her, you know, the position that she's most comfortable with. She had to move to the 1 this year with the point guard going out. You know, she stepped up and she stepped in that role. But I think with being able to have a versatile player like her, somebody that can score, you know, like I said before, I mean, I think that she had the intangible and somebody that wants to be an Indy. I mean, not to say that nobody else wanted to be here, but, you know, definitely you could tell when we had the phone call with her afterward, she was excited. We got to talk to her mom. You know, you could just hear the excitement in the room. And, you know, definitely for us, we were excited to have the opportunity to pick her. And I know that she'll be great in our organization.
Thank you, Carly. We'll go back to Keem. I see you have your hand still raised. You have another one?
Yes. I have a question for Tanika and Kysre. I'll start with you, Tanika. So Kysre mentioned that, again, she wasn't you know, invited to the ESPN show in terms of the media, but did you feel like you had to, was this something that was under the radar, so to say, in terms of a pick? You know, some people were surprised by that. I would imagine you guys fell in love, but with the pick, but to make that and to get her, I would imagine that's a great feeling. And then also for Kysre, being from Michigan and transferring, how difficult was that to leave home and go to West Virginia? And what did you learn about yourself once you got to West Virginia?
Tanika, you want to start with yours first?
Well, Keem, first off, I appreciate you so much, right? You have followed our journey with our team for a long time, and, you know, I just appreciate what you do. But I will say this, we have a lot of people that do mock draft early on, you know, and mock draft, and then from the mock draft, you get, obviously, as you get closer to the draft, you have players, you have people, different people that chime in on what teams need. And, you know, I feel like one of the things that we have done a great job with our coaching staff, we studied what we needed. We looked at the players that would bring us the qualities and the skill set that we needed and that we wanted, championship mentality being one of the most important parts of it. And we picked the player that best fit that for our team. And, you know, not to go against anybody that does the mock draft, and I don't really believe in the player that gets selected and the one that don't get selected. I feel like, you know, the right players get selected to the right teams, and Kysre's the right player for our team. And I'm excited about having her here. I know she'll be great with our organization, and you keep hearing it come out of her mouth. You know, she said she will do whatever it takes to be a vital part of the Indiana Fever organization. But I think beyond that, even looking beyond that, when I got picked to Indiana, it wasn't about being the best for the organization. It was about being the best player that I could be. And I think that you see that in a player like her.
Keem, could you re-ask that question for Kysre there real quick?
Yes. So you mentioned kind of going through adversity in terms of your journey, but being from Michigan, starting at Michigan, and then transferring to West Virginia, how difficult of a decision was that? And what did you learn about yourself there?
Yeah, so one of the reasons why I committed to Michigan, right, is because I wanted to include my family in my recruiting process and, have them to be able to be accessible to come watch me play. But this is my journey, right? And so I had to kind of make the decision to leave. I wanted to grow up more, not only from a basketball standpoint, but as a young lady, getting away from home, figuring out life on my own, and making those adjustments, in which I did. I found another home in West Virginia that has prepared me for this level, from a basketball standpoint, but also, as a young woman as well. And it's funny because God works in mysterious ways. And he put me on a path in a journey to grow up, just to be able to come back. So for me, this is huge. And I'm so excited. Like I said, I want to fly out tonight and get started, but what Indianapolis has and how I can add my value, I just think the future is so bright.
Thanks, Keem. Chantel Jennings.
Hey, Tanika, Kysre, thanks for your time. This is Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. My question's for Kysre. I'm sure that for draft prospects, you come into the night excited for wherever you're going to land, but I'm curious for you as someone who hopes to have a long career in the WNBA, what does it mean to have Tanika leading this organization, someone who had a long career in the WNBA?
Yeah, so for me, that's the most exciting piece. I'm not just going to an organization just to play. I'm actually going to an organization with experience and structure, someone who went through this experience, someone who can be a voice and advocate for me, a mentor for me, and I give her 100% my trust, right? So just the fact that she even gave me this opportunity means that she sees something in me that I need to learn how to see in myself. And every day I'm going to be so excited to just show up so that she can provide me a little bit more insight on who I can be, both as a player and as a person.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chantel. Charlie, do you have another one? No. Okay, we'll go back to Nick Farrell. See his hand's raised too. Okay. Sam, do you have another one?
Yes, I do. This one's for Tanika. Chantel kind of alluded to it. Tanika, you had quite a successful career with the Fever, and now Kysre is embarking on her own career. If you could give one big piece of advice to Kysre, what would that be?
One piece of advice, Sam. Whew. Can I give you more than one? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to give you one. I think the biggest thing, I think the biggest thing, honestly, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. And, when you get picked into the WNBA, there's only 144 players in our league. So when you get in and you get the opportunity, and I've said this plenty of times, in college, you're guaranteed 4 years. In the pros, you're guaranteed 1 day. So every single day needs to be your best day. And you prepare for it, you prepare for the journey. You're already set up for this opportunity. And so, I smile a lot. This is just who I am. But you smile, you enjoy the process. You're going to have good days and bad days. But every day you come out and you enjoy the process.
Thanks, Sam. Next one, we'll go to Donnie Woods.
Kysre, Donnie Woods here with World Exposure Report. Congratulations on being selected in the first round. 2 questions. First one is, what type of advice did your dad give you since he played in the NBA? And then second question, could you talk about your style and what you'll bring to the team?
Yeah, so my dad, it's funny because he always said when I was younger, master the skill and not the drill. And I didn't know what he meant by that until now. And so when I'm working out, I'm always visualizing how I would, make moves and pickups against a defender. Because in the gym, my only competitor is the cone. So I have to use my own imagination. And I'm sorry, what was your second part of the question? When I think about my dad, I just get lost.
Yeah, no, your dad's amazing. And, I watched you quite a bit in high school and college. Now, the second question was, can you talk about your style of play and what you'll bring to the team?
Yeah, so for I know one of the things that Indiana was looking for was a scoring guard. And, I have that, ability, but I think one of the things that they, that I bring in my game as well, I can pass. So it's not just about me. It's about not only can I add my value to the team, but how can I make my teammates better? And how can they make me better? And so when you bring someone in like that, you can kind of get everyone on the same page, on one accord, genuinely. And so I'm excited to do just that, and to add my value and see how, my versatility can impact the team and how it can, ultimately make us successful.
Thanks, Donnie. We've got time for a few more. Ben, do you have another one?
Yeah, I have another one for Tanika. Tanika, you've talked a lot this offseason just about the culture that you want to establish on the team, the championship culture. And obviously, like the Fever have a rich history and as a franchise, but it's been down for the past few years. Just how eager are you, not for the fans, but for the Indiana community, just to turn this around and get back to the reputation that the franchise had for such a long time?
Yeah, Ben. I mean, I that had been kind of the focus of the offseason, a championship, right? Championship culture. We got this beautiful, brand new locker room, brand new court upstairs. I mean, just building everything in the championship way. I think with the free agency, it started with, re-signing Jantel Lavender to come back here and be part of Indiana, and then getting Danielle Robinson on board. And then I feel like it's kind of flowed from there. Culture is a big part. When you think about championship, and I look back at 2012 and winning a championship and just the way that our locker room was, even 2015, 2012, 2009, just the way the culture was, the way our locker room was. And that piece has been missing. So I think with having leadership, having strong leaders that can lead the charge, and Danielle and Jantel Lavender, can't forget, Tiffany Mitchell coming back, who's been a staple player in our organization for some years now. I mean, we're relying heavily on those players to really fix the culture within our locker room and make sure that when we get on the court, it's not just about that, but when you get on the court, defense has been the place that we have really been lacking. So yeah, while it's important to score, you'll see Marianne and her coaching staff really focus more on the defensive end. And I think not only does Kysre bring that, but you look at the players that we've drafted beyond the Aaliyah Wilson, the Maya Caldwell, Unique Thompson, players that will step in from the defensive standpoint and really make a difference.